pro tip, if there's a house and it goes pending and you still are interested in it, get your broker, get your realtor to write up a backup offer. Don't just make a phone call to the listing broker and say, hey, let me know if it falls through. No.
Help, I need some guidance. Help, selling and buying. Help, I need some real estate. Help.
Albuquerque Real Estate Pod, or Albuquerque Real Estate Talk, as we've been branded for over 10 years. Tracy, end of May 2025. What do we have on the agenda this week?
Oh, so many good things, of course. So we're going to obviously have our Statomatic moment, right? You're going to give us some real estate data.
I've got so many stats. I had to pick and choose because there were so many things to talk about. But the main thing we have is the gold standard, what I call the gold standard of home price indexes. We just released its quarterly data. So we'll look at that and how Albuquerque stacks up.
So exciting. Can't wait. So
I'm picking up on your sarcasm.
So I have a little featured area like we do every week.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it Don't Fence Me In. We're going to feature Sandia Heights today.
Perfect. Yeah.
So it is very fitting.
Yeah.
Also, lots of just general information, houses that are just hitting the market, talking luxury homes, luxury properties. As luxury brokers, we want to make sure to spotlight that.
Yeah, for sure. And I've got one more thing I want to highlight is what is the most expensive county for homes in New Mexico and what is the least expensive county for homes in New Mexico? So we'll talk about that as well.
You always throw things in that I don't know about.
I've been playing with this product called Data Wrapper to make charts, and I'm doing it with the maps and doing map overlays. So it has an overlay where you can choose the county or choose the state and have it segmented by county, and then you can overlay the data for the county, whatever the data is. In this case, it's home values.
That's already too many words for me because can't we just cut to the chase and go, here they are?
This is what I do for
many words.
Fun, for hobby. All right, Tracy.
I have other hobbies you could work on.
I know you do.
Plenty of things around the house.
My honey-do list. I know. Hey, I've been pretty busy. Come on now.
I know you have.
Cut me some
You've
slack.
been knocking out a lot of stuff.
Okay, let's do a little screen share here, Sam. I want to bring up the FHFA Home Price Index. And FHFA is, Tracy, of course, they're the ones that oversee Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac that underwrite like most of the loans in the country, right? The conventional loans. In every quarter, they put out a stat for the entire country as well as each metropolitan area. I'll cut to the chase. For Albuquerque, from quarter 1, 2024 to quarter 1, 2025, home values increased 3.4% according to them. And that's right in line with other data I have been tracking and seeing. The thing that's nice about this FHFA home price index is they're looking at actual homes that sold because they've got huge amounts of appraisal data for homes that have sold. And so they're able to track it. So put it in perspective. So we're at 3.4. Nationally, it was 4%. So the Midwest in particular, kind of the Northeast as well, saw some pretty good gains. Some markets there. The South, not so much. Markets like Phoenix, not so much. Markets like Austin, not very good. Florida, not very good at all. So we're right in the middle. And regionally, for like the Rocky Mountain region, we're better than many of the other in our region. So the Rocky Mountain region was 3.4%. We're 3.2 for the region, 3.4 for us. So I know a lot of numbers,
but it's good information.
I think the takeaway for me was, I said this a few weeks ago, it's slow and boring, but that's okay for a real estate market, for a housing market. It's steady. Home prices are appreciating a little bit ahead of what inflation is. There's more inventory on the market now than we've had in a long time. But homes are selling, as we know, Tracy, right? We've had multiple offer situations.
Yes, we have, for sure.
You had one where you won a deal because you put in a backup offer. Talk about that.
Yeah. So really gem of a house, Northeast Heights, La Cueva School District. I called to schedule the appointment for my buyer on like the first day it was on the market. And I was told, no, you may not see that house. We have had too much interest and we're about to sign off on an offer. The seller's tired of showing their home. So I was like, shoot, this is a gem of a house. I know it is. I can see the floor plan. I know the neighborhood. I've shown and sold the neighborhood before. We've listed the properties in that neighborhood before. It was the builder was Inman Homes. And for those of you that live in Pepper Tree or Countrywood, Inman Homes was a great builder back in the 80s and 90s, I think. And they did a lot of windows and higher ceilings, even though the houses might not be huge. Some of them are 3,000 square feet, but they also built 1,500 and 1,900 square feet. And so the client said, at my suggestion, let's put a backup offer in, and maybe that house will fall out of contract. And it was a cash buyer that they accepted an offer on. So not a lot of financing contingency because it was cash. No appraisal required, but we put a backup offer in. 2 weeks in, got a call this past weekend saying, hey, are you still interested with that backup offer? Because I think the deal is falling apart. And what was interesting about it is when the house first came on the market, Tego, they had multiple offers. But because we put our backup offer in writing and said, hey, we want to be a backup offer, they called us first and said, hey, if you're interested, we can move forward with your offer.
So the pro tip of this, I'm going to give the bottom line. The pro tip, if there's a house and it goes pending and you still are interested in it, get your broker, get your realtor to write up a backup offer. Don't just make a phone call to the listing broker and say, hey, let me know if it falls through. No, put it in writing, put it on paper and send it in to them. That way, if the deal does fall apart, and we're seeing about 30% of deals that for whatever reason fall out of escrow, you would be first in line in many cases.
And actually, if the backup offer is accepted, signed off on, the home does not even go back available for everybody. You just slide right in.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was a big win for our client.
No, it's a good story, and it's a good reminder that the market is still strong. Certain homes, like we keep saying, good homes in certain areas and certain price ranges, there's still plenty of demand out there.
So Tego, one other thing about backup offers, just to be clear. So a backup offer ties you up. It's a contract, right? So if you decide, I want to keep looking at other houses and write another offer, you have to terminate your backup offer, not just rescind it, just FYI.
Yeah. It gets a little more technical, and you definitely want to be working with a realtor that understands the ins and outs of backup offers, because it's not that common, but there is very much some details that people need to understand.
So Tego, this wasn't on your list, okay? Mesa del
Hey,
Sol.
I've got a list right here, and I work from a list.
I have
Just
Mesa
kidding.
del Sol.
You know I don't work from a list. Sorry. Okay, Mesa del Sol.
We listed a home in Mesa del Sol
Yep.
recently, which
Yep.
is south of the airport.
Yep.
Great neighborhood that is newer. They are a lot of people there work downtown. They're UNM students. They work at UNM. They work at the hospitals. They work in the film industry because Netflix is right there and some of the supporting things. They just had 167 single-family residential lots come available. The developers have been working really hard to get those through the city and ready to build on. And there are about 5 different builders ready to be building houses. Some of them are already under construction, ready to move in this summer. So if you're thinking about Mesa del Sol, give us a ring because we can show you all those different builders and get you a new home with a new warranty and all the bells and whistles in Mesa del Sol. D.R. Horton, Abrazo, Twilight, I think Pulte, and who else? Anyway, a variety of builders. So lots to choose from. Let us know how we can help you with Mesa del Sol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me say something about that, because there's been a lot of work, and I went to a builder summit here a few weeks ago, and it was the New Mexico Builder Summit. Actually, very good. I could do a whole hour just on that. But talking about like where are the new developments going to be? Where are homes being built? And I'll tell you, for Albuquerque, Mesa del Sol is top of the list because they have the land, they have the infrastructure. They've got a little bit of a road problem in and out, but that's getting dealt with. There's going to be another exit, correct, at some point?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
working on it.
Yeah. So if you want to talk about being in the path of growth, Mesa del Sol for sure. The petroglyphs is the other area that was talked about a lot, which is north of I-40 on the west side up by the sports center there. So there's a lot going on in a lot of different areas, and we're going to see continued construction in a lot of different areas. There's some projects that I heard about. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about in some different parts of town as well. So there's a lot in the pipeline in the way of new construction. I'll leave it at that. So.
And Mesa del Sol has many, many, many more acres
Oh,
to
yeah.
go
Yeah.
as they are able to develop them. So
Right.
it's going to be a huge master plan community. And right now, I think there's already 600 and some homes done and people living there.
Yeah.
So, and they have a little cafe in the main building.
Yeah.
And
No, like a
lot
little
of
market there. Yeah.
yeah, they do a lot of food truck events and music, and they have parks and trails and a dog park. So it's a nice community.
Okay.
Tego,
My turn.
no, my turn.
No.
Okay.
Okay, go.
I just want to talk about a few houses that are coming
Oh,
soon.
sure.
Really special properties. We have a house that's in coming soon right now, going to be available to show in about 3 days. It's North Valley, very north end near Rio Grande, just a couple houses off Rio Grande, south of Alameda. It's on Camino Ranchitos, 1019 Camino Ranchitos. It's listed for $1,650,000. So it's very nice luxury home. And I toured this house a few months ago, Tego. It's truly a great property. It has very large bedrooms. It has a beautiful lush acre lot with a beautiful swimming pool, outdoor area. It also has one of my favorite things, a poultry building. So chickens, ducks, whatever. Very nice. You know how I love
You know
my
what's funny?
chickens.
You said that, and the first thing that popped in my head was a chicken coop.
Yeah, it's there. The house is fully remodeled. It's got beautiful Venetian plaster walls. Since they've owned it, they've added an extra bathroom that's closer to the swimming pool, which was very helpful. They've completely gutted the kitchen, all new cabinets, reconstructed. Just gorgeous, gorgeous home. So if you're looking for something in the North Valley that's truly a special luxury property, 1019 Camino Ranchitos, give us a call. Let's get you scheduled for when it's available to show.
Well, that's a perfect segue into my next topic, which is the $1 million market in Albuquerque.
There we go.
So Albuquerque has some pretty extraordinary homes that you can purchase for around $1 million. But I wanted to talk about how things have changed in this market. Let me give you a few stats here.
Do you have a map or anything?
I do.
for
I do.
us?
Yeah. Let's pull up that map, Sam. In the last year, there were just over 200 homes sold, 206 homes sold that were $1 million or above. Put that in perspective, in 2019, there were about 45.
So 6 years ago, 45. Right now, last year,
200.
200.
So like
That's-
3 times more.
Yeah.
Right. So
Is that 3 or 4 times more?
it's 4 times. Thank you.
I
can
can't math.
You can math, obviously. I can't. And I'm the stats guy. So to put that just for perspective, it was about 2% of all the homes that sold, right?
Right.
$1 million and above. Okay. There were about 10,000 homes sold in the last year. That's an all-time high for homes $1 million and above. If we go to 1.5 million and above, there's about 50 sales. Again,
Wow.
that's like twice as much as there were in 2019. Couple things that are really interesting about these. For homes $1 million and above, 36% of them were purchased with cash, no financing.
36%.
So more than a third of $1 million and above were purchased with cash.
So do you know how many under $1 million were sold with cash?
16% is the overall average for cash
Oh, my.
sales in our market.
So the high end is definitely much higher cash.
Get this, 1.5 and above, 50% are cash sales.
Wow. We sold a house recently for over $2 million, and it was a loan.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because high net people, obviously they look at their entire financial situation, and it may make more sense for them to use their cash in their home than take on a 6.5–7% mortgage.
Right.
Right. So that it's an interesting stat for sure. And
So let's look at the map.
hey, wait,
Tito.
I want one more thing.
Okay. A stat.
How do you be in the top 1% of homes in Albuquerque? What number?
I
What
don't know.
price? To be in the
700?
no 1%. 1%.
Oh, you tell me.
1.25.
Okay.
So 1.25 home is a 1%er and above. So you're a
Okay.
1%er.
Great.
Well, that's one of those things people think about. I don't know why, but they do.
I don't know. I don't think about it.
Yeah.
But look at the map.
okay,
This is zoomed into just the metro area,
Yeah,
right? You didn't
yeah.
do Rama and you didn't do Santa Fe, which
Well,
would
we
have
could zoom out, but it's
no. You search just the metro area, so
no. This
you
is
can
the entire
see.
MLS. We're looking at the entire MLS here.
I know, but you're not zoomed out to include like Santa Fe didn't come
Oh,
up.
yeah.
and,
Okay, I'm
you know.
sorry. Yes, yes.
So you can see the east side of the mountain. We've got Paco, we've got San Pedro Creek, but closer in town, right? Big concentration in Corrales, the North Valley, the far Northeast Heights, even Rio Rancho west of Rust Hospital. We've got several over $1 million properties. Volcano Cliffs, that newer area that's between Unser and by Paseo and Unser. There's some
Yep.
really beautiful homes that were built there, have been built there. We've got Oxbow, even some in the UNM area. And we talked about like Altura Park and UNM as one of our featured neighborhoods. And there's some very gracious old upper echelon Albuquerque homes that
Right.
were built that are really beautiful. So,
Well, there's
so
one
let's,
in there's one in Albuquerque Country Club area down here.
and we know that property. Our
Yeah.
client tried to buy it on
Uh-huh.
multiple offers
Yeah.
and they got beat out, but they're buying a different house in the North Valley, closing in the next couple days. So,
Well, the thing that's interesting is you look at this and it's a different place, a Placitas, and then the East Mountains, and
right.
then the North Valley, Corrales, and then a lot in the Northeast Heights. And part of the Northeast Heights is an area called Sandia Heights.
Well,
and we're going
Tego,
to talk about Sandia Heights.
Sandia Heights is my featured community for this week. So let's jump right in. Sandia Heights. So I told you, Sandia Heights is my don't fence me in neighborhood, right?
Yep.
That's my headline for Sandia Heights. So Sandia Heights is basically the very farthest northeast part of Albuquerque, east of Tramway, generally north of High Desert. So north of Academy, north of, I don't know what's north of Academy.
Well, Bear
but-
Canyon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
north of Bear Canyon. So, Tego, Sandia Heights was developed in the
I am wrong. That's not where Bear Canyon is. Anyway, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
Bear Canyon's different.
North of Elena Gallegos, open space.
There you go. So Sandia Heights was developed 1960s, mid 1960s, 1,600 acres. It was designed to be very nature integrated neighborhood. So where does "Don't Fence Me In" come from? When we work with buyers who are looking at Sandia Heights, you may not fence in your whole lot. And a lot of the parcels in Sandia Heights are large, half acre up to an acre, some even more than an acre. But you can't fence in the whole property. They wanted to leave it so the wildlife had their natural habitats and paths to work through and not fence them in, so not block their natural walking habitats and things. So you can put a courtyard and do a little yard that's a courtyard, but you can't fence in your whole property. There are some properties along Tramway that are considered Sandia Heights, even a few of them just on the west side of Tramway Boulevard. There's some like patio homes, some very interesting condos and townhomes all along Tramway Boulevard, which makes sense. But then the far northeast, we have a lot of really beautiful estate homes. And a lot of famous architects are known for building houses in the Northeast Heights, as well as famous builders over the years.
Well, you know what's interesting is you said two things I want to just hit on. You talked about famous architects. You also talked about the nature. Well, remember we listed one of the Antoine Predock houses up
You're
there.
stealing my thunder.
No, hold on. I want to because I want to tie it together. So, very famous house. When you Google Sandia
what is
Heights,
it?
usually there's a photo of that home that comes up. And here, Sam, Google.
I think it
just
was
Google
250
Sandia Heights neighborhood, or just do a Google search. But anyway, so it was Antoine Predock, which is a famous Albuquerque architect. And the thing that was interesting, the owner had a bear come in the kitchen, and it left like a scratch on the wall, and they left it because they thought it was just so interesting. And
You stole my thunder because that was a house I
I
represented.
know you did.
I'm the one who told you about the bear and showed you the actual bear claw through where on the inside of their dining
I'm never
room,
gonna live this
right?
down. Yeah.
But we
I was
represented
told.
that for sale.
Yep.
We also brought the buyer to that property, that Anton Predock, and then they resold it after they remodeled it a
Yeah.
bit. So we've been up there on Spring Creek. I think that was 250 Spring Creek.
Yeah.
But we've sold others on Spring Creek and in Sandia Heights, and it's just such a pleasure to learn about the properties because most of them have interesting stories. So different architects that are known for homes in Sandia Heights, very distinctive. So Bart Prince,
Yep.
right, has built there. Antoine Predock we talked about. Stu Hill was a builder who worked with some of these architects and built the actual house. And one of them that he built that was designed by Max Flattow, architect, was for the Ben Abruzzo home. And it was a very distinctive stone home in the mountain of Sandia Heights. And it was very famous. Ben Abruzzo was known for the Double Eagle 2 crossing the Atlantic in a hot air balloon, and also for starting the International Balloon Fiesta here in Albuquerque. But he was also the tram president and helped get that tramway going and the whole top of the tram and helped develop
Ski area.
the ski area, the whole Sandia Heights area. So lot of history. When I looked at Sandia Heights, it was interesting because they talked about the language I just used, the upper echelon. It was the place to buy your lot, hire a renowned architect, hire a builder that was very well known, and build your estate home. And so now a lot of those homes that have come up for resale, some of them are very outdated, right? And so a lot of times people pick them up and they bring them into the modern and they have those amazing views back to the city and a spectacular natural setting to be in. So a very beautiful area. But yes, price-wise, you can get like a townhome or patio home closer to tramway. Just general, let me give you a quick on prices. Right now, there are 13 homes active for sale in what we call Sandia Heights. They range in price from $379,000 to $2,900,000 right now. There's actually 5 homes listed over $1 million in Sandia Heights right now. And pending sales, 22 are in pending sales status, meaning they have an accepted offer to sell. They range from $415,000 to $1,400,000. And closed properties, over the past year, 106 have closed. And let's talk price. So they ranged from 280, an anomaly, all the way to $1,700,000. But right now there are 3 properties listed in Sandia Heights over $2 million. I'm sure they're La Luz Trail, Rock Ridge, Spring Creek, and another on Spring Creek. So some pretty fantastic properties if you're thinking about Sandia Heights.
That's really cool.
Lots of other things
Yeah,
we could talk
no,
about,
yeah,
but the schools are well known. People love the schools there. They're top rated. We've got Double Eagle Elementary, Desert Ridge Middle School, and La Cueva High School. Recreational opportunities. We've gone up there to go hiking the La Luz Trail. You can take the tram up, walk down. You can take the tram up and go to 10-3 Restaurant, which is pretty spectacular. You can hike out to the cabin once you get to the top.
Yeah, all the foothill trails, and there's trails that go that skirt the foothills there back and forth. So yeah, lots of outdoor activity opportunities there for sure.
And lately we've seen a lot of professional bike racers. I guess they're professional bike racers that are looking to buy in the area in New Mexico. We've hit their radar. We've actually been helping 2 recently who are looking for being in the foothills because of the trail there that's paved for miles and miles and miles, and we're high elevation. And so their training is perfect here in New Mexico because of the elevation and the trails and the weather.
Well, I always joke and say we're the other Mile High City.
Right.
down here in the valley where our office is by the river, we're only at about 5,000 feet, but you get up to the foothills and we're definitely above mile
Yep.
high.
Yep. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
There's Sandia Heights. A lot of history there. A lot of fun stuff to talk about. But love to show those properties. They're so unique and so fun.
So Tracy, I want to jump to my fun with charts, fun with
This
maps.
heat map, I watched you the other morning make this. I think you spent probably 3 hours making this beautiful map.
Half of it was learning how to do it, and the more than half was learning how to do it. Once you've learned how to do it, then you gotta
So
anyway.
basically what I'm hearing is you're not refuting that you took hours and hours to
No.
do this map.
No, I have no argument, good argument to debate that. Okay, so what I did is I took the Zillow Home Value Index by county in New Mexico and I put it on this heat map. And what we found is, so if you're looking at the map here, the high is the kind of the darker blue. And so the most expensive county in New Mexico right now is, if I can get it to hover, Los Alamos at just under 600,000. And this is home values of all the homes in the county. Not surprisingly, Santa Fe is right there also at 560. And then Taos is third at 453,000. Just for perspective, Bernalillo County, 345,000. Sandoval County, 373, which is funny. Remember, it used to be that Sandoval Rio Rancho was the place to go for the
Or
cheap homes.
Placitas.
Yeah, but now Sandoval County is 373,000 versus Bernalillo County, which is 345,000. Valencia County, 313,000.
Used to be to go to Valencia County, which is Las Lunas, Belen, to find those more affordable homes.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of
now everything's over 300. But if we jump to some of the more inexpensive markets, Tobacco County, which is the Fort Sumner area, very rural area.
That's my old stomping ground.
I know
right?
it is. It
It's
kinda
not
is.
Roosevelt County,
Well, let's
but
see. Let's go to Portales. Let's see. Roosevelt County, 150,000. That's your old stomping
my old.
ground at
I spent
Eastern.
five years at Eastern New Mexico
Yeah.
University.
There you go. So
I loved it so much I stayed longer.
150,000. Curry County, 160,000. So that's Clovis.
What's the lowest? Was it
It was Hidalgo, which is down on that's the boot heel, down south of Silver City, Lordsburg, 113,000. No, but Tobacco was at least expensive. That's again the Fort Sumner
93.
area, under 100,000.
There are not a lot of houses in Tobacco County. I've driven
No,
through
I
there
know.
many times,
That's what
and it's a
I'm- yeah.
lot of big ranches. Probably not a lot of sales. Probably family selling to family and things like that.
So the thing that's interesting about this, Tracy, is there's a whole range in New Mexico. We know a lot of New Mexico is rural, a lot of New Mexico is ranch country. And so, like you said, it's very spread out. And so it's not the concentration that we see here in Bernalillo County.
Just for curiosity, can you show me San Juan, where our good friend Brian
Oh,
has,
yes, San Juan.
has
258,000. So that's the Farmington area, Four Corners.
Brian with New Mexico Dream House up
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
He's a rock star real estate guy with
Yeah.
beautiful teams. So if you're looking for something in San Juan, which is Farmington, Bloomfield, that whole area,
Yep.
make sure you look up Brian at New Mexico Dream House.
Now, if you want to check this out and dig into it, if you just Google New Mexico home values, you'll probably find it. I wrote a blog on it here, and you can check out these charts. I also did one where I looked at how much of home values changed in the last year, and interesting here.
What's the color mean?
So the brighter
Biggest change is red?
Yeah, the greatest change is the red and then gold and kind of rust color. So Otero County, which is Alamogordo, White Sands, that area had the biggest change, 8.5% increase.
That's not Las Cruces.
Not
That's
Las Cruces.
Doña Ana, or
Yeah, that's Doña Ana. And so Doña Ana had a 1.3% increase. So not as much.
So Silver City looks very blue, which is interesting because I've been told a lot of people from Arizona in the heat are buying in Silver City area to
Yeah.
get out of the heat in the summer. They're buying like second homes and cabins in the Gila or Silver City area.
Yeah, it's interesting. So if you look at like Grant County, which is Silver City, under 200,000 is the median home value. But according to this, values are down about 6% from last year.
So maybe some of our listeners want to buy a house in the area of Silver City and rent it out to those Scottsdale and Phoenix people who are trying to escape the summer, because I hear we were in Phoenix last weekend and we heard quite a bit about Silver City.
Yeah,
One of
Silver
our
City has
neighbors,
come up a few times when we're talking
yeah,
to people in Phoenix.
one of the people we know there moved from Phoenix to Silver City just to get out full time. So, Tigo, I have another house I really have to talk about.
Okay.
Okay. It's incoming soon as you're listening to this, but it will also be ready for showings within the next 2 or 3 days. It's really close to Albuquerque Academy
Okay.
and Whole Foods, which
Is this the home you keep talking about? Oh, that's such a great house. Is that the one you're talking
it's the
about?
one I keep talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
It's 7816 Charger Trail Northeast. So Charger Trail is kitty corner from Albuquerque Academy at Wyoming and Academy.
Okay.
Okay. It's a house that's an estate property. It's been lovingly maintained by the same family for a long time, but because it's heirs now, they really want to sell it as is. It's 600,000, big, beautiful single story home with a amazing setting, amazing location and yard, just lush, beautiful plants and grass, outside porch halls with brick floors, a lot of covered areas. It has this really great entrance where you go into the inner courtyard before you get to the house. So it's very private. Like if you want to have somebody who has to ring a bell way out and not be able to make it to your front door, it's great. Swimming pool's awesome. It's fenced off separately for safety. 4 bedrooms, really nice. The house has been pre-inspected, so to help people that want to buy it as is, they can look at the pre-inspection and make their offer accordingly. 7816 Charger Trail, watch for it. It's, when things are in coming soon, they don't show up online for consumers, so it's not going to be in Zillow. It's not going to be in the public domain for people to see it. So you need to call us 448-8888 and make a plan. We can schedule you for as soon as showings are available and let you get in there right away, because I think this house is going to be one of those gems with some interest.
It's based on everything I keep hearing from you about this house. I'm like going, okay, this is a good one.
I kept saying, Tigo, I want to take you up there. I love this house. I could live there.
I'm not moving.
I don't say that very often. How often have you heard me say I could live there?
Rarely.
Rarely.
Yeah.
So it's almost 3,000 square feet, 1 story.
Great.
So great opportunity. Tigo, it's always so fun to talk real estate, and I know you've got more stats, but good news, we're all done.
Well, if somebody wants to just keep a little like drip on what's going on in the housing market in Albuquerque, you can follow my Facebook. I post most everything there. I post some stuff on Twitter/X as well. And it's Tego, Tego Venturi, and you can find me and just check that stuff out. What I try to do is just share just little bits here and there to give good context on what's going on in the market. Because if you just hear that median price is $350,000, okay, well, that's fine. Well, what does that mean? How much does it change? What else is going on in the market? So, yeah.
Well, and it's important to know specifics, right? So general doesn't help an individual person to know their property. And so give us a ring, hit us up on social media, give a follow, give a like, let us know how we can help you.
Great. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate it. You can reach us again. We're the Venturi Group of Real Broker, 505-448-8888. And if you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate it. Take care. Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. We appreciate you. And please click subscribe. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with real estate in the Albuquerque area and New Mexico, and of course, across the entire country. Have a great one.